I made this video in Spanish, but I wanted to make it in English as well because I've done a fair amount of consults lately where people had previous representation for their immigration matter, perhaps are technically currently still represented, and they did not have copies of the submission submitted either to USCIS or EOIR on their behalf. And this was worrisome for a lot of reasons. One, when you submit something to USCIS, you are doing so under oath. If your attorney or whoever is preparing your packet, hopefully it's an attorney, sends you just a sheet to sign and not the complete packet, then how do you know what it is that you are attesting to under oath? You should always ask for the complete form, one, to review for accuracy, but two, also just to know what is being submitted in your name. Additionally, I've noticed that many people don't have the submissions to whatever, let's say an adjustment of status that is submitted on their behalf to USCIS, and then later they get a denial. However, they do not know what was submitted to get their denial, and then the attorney takes steps to rectify the denial or reply to a request for evidence, again, without the client knowing completely what is submitted on their behalf. And oftentimes this is a strategy, because if the attorney doesn't share your file with you, then if you do get an RFE or if a denial, they can try to rectify it before being, basically held accountable for that denial. I want to say that in most states, these submissions are client property, and your attorneys have an obligation to turn that over to you. Additionally, what happens if your attorney's office closes or they die? You wouldn't believe the amount of people that I consult with whose previous attorneys have unfortunately passed away, and they have absolutely no idea what was submitted. And then we have to FOIA for records from USCIS, which can take up to a year to get those back. And we can't actually work, in rectifying something without having, the complete submission in our possession to make sure that everything is accurate or it doesn't need to be updated. So if you have an attorney, ask for every submission submitted either to EOIR or to USCIS on your behalf. When they send you things to sign, they should be sending you the complete form, never just the signature page, so that you can verify information. And you should always have a copy of submissions in your possession in case in the future something happens or you're unable to get your hands on the file. I'm sorry, not something happens, but the firm closes and you're unable to request the file, you already have that even if it's electronically, to send to another attorney for review. So again, it is your property, it is client property. Your attorney has to turn it over. Sure, the work product is theirs, but ultimately the submission is yours.